In a time and age where objectivity in research is measured by the lack of presuppositions or biases, to study the Bible with Christian convictions is looked down upon. It is often assumed that presupposing the Christian faith will make you biased and subjective in your reading of Scripture. Therefore, you must read it without any assumptions and go where the evidence leads you. But does lack of a Christian bias necessarily make one objective? It absolutely does not. There is not a single individual in the world who is completely objective and without bias. In fact, without the Christian bias, the Bible is then read under the influence of the bias of the individual reading it. When Christians are asked to read the Bible without presupposing their faith, it is euphemism for read the Bible with a naturalistic bias. What is this naturalistic bias? Naturalism, simply put, is the view that nature is all there is. The physical world that we can see, smell, touch, and taste are the only things existing. So to read the Bible with a naturalistic bias would be then to read and study the Bible as if God does not exist, and the Bible, like any other ancient book, should be read as ancient history that is mixed with mythological elements and are just legends in written form. That's where you get popular memes such as these. But this begs the question, why should someone trade Christian presuppositions for naturalistic presuppositions? Why is naturalism a better presupposition than a Christian presupposition? Anyone who asks a Christian to set aside their faith and read the Bible has already shown what their presuppositions are. However, some Christians, though rejecting a full-orbed naturalistic reading of the Bible, have substituted it with something called as methodological naturalism. What is methodological naturalism? Methodological naturalism is the view that while God may exist and may be involved in what goes on in the world, neither the empirical sciences nor the standard methods of historical inquiry can appeal to divine agency as an explanatory category in describing what happens in the world. A widely popular Christian book on interpretation written by an evangelical Christian promotes the same when it says the Bible student must also approach the scriptures with sound judgment and reason, seeking to be as objective in his approach to the Bible as possible without coming to the scriptures with prejudice or preconceived notions. In other words, when applied to interpretation, it is said that one should seek a natural explanation. This explanation would include questions concerning the origins of the text, events described by the text, and even the content of the text. This is asking that the Bible be interpreted as an ordinary book written by humans who are describing history in terms of an ancient religious worldview whose original and single meaning is in what the human author intended by the words and grammar of the original language. But should Christians read the Bible with such a methodological naturalism? Should the Bible be read as an ordinary book seeking to find the single original meaning intended by the human author that is known merely by studying the historical, grammatical, cultural, and religious context? Absolutely not. Why is that? Because reading the Bible with methodological naturalism is to read the Bible as a deist, someone who believes that God made the universe, steps back, and lets the world run its own course. That's not reading the Bible as a Christian. Right reading of the Bible requires right belief about the Bible. In other words, what I believe about the Bible determines how I read the Bible. What do you believe?